no matter where you stand on what's happening in the world right now, it does affect the NFL. And unfortunately, it's looking like it's going to affect one of my favorite parts of the NFL, and that's the offseason, and that is the scouting combine. There's a lot of pushback from major agents who represent over 150 of the players that are going to be involved in the scouting combine. They don't like the bubble procedures, they don't like the rules, and it seems that the NFLPA is backing them. So I want to talk about what this means and what this could mean for what we know as the scouting combine. What's going on, you guys? It's your boy Joe Castro, aka Philly Fresco, and it is Philly the podcast. So today I want to talk about what's going on with this scouting combine and the news behind the scenes of what may affect it. It may not, hopefully everything kind of gets blown under the rug, or they fix everything and we're able to see what we're kind of used to. But before we get into that, be sure to hit that like, hit that subscribe, join the family. We are on the road to 4K. But let's just get right into this, man. So the NFLPA has come out and said that they are in support of these agents who represent a lot of these. Like I said, there's over 150 college, prospects that are a little bit worried about this bubble. Now, basically, the bubble would be a very stringent set of rules. They're going to provide the food. They're going to provide the housing. They, can bring one guy, one medical personnel with them to the scouting combine, and they have to be fully vaccinated. Like I said, this is, no matter how you feel about what's going on, no matter how you feel about these mandates and everything, it is a little frustrating to see it, affecting the scouting combine like it is. I understand that you want to be safe, but at the end of the day, these are grown men. These are, men that are taking a chance of just going out there and performing in the scouting combine. So I feel as though their voice should be heard. There's been a lot of kickback from the NFLPA over the past couple of years, kind of talking about the scouting combine kind of being out of date, inadequate, and just a little bit retro. It's old school. It's not really what is going to show you what these guys are, and it feels a little bit unnecessary. Just having these guys running around, measuring them, having a bunch of random doctors, looking at. We as fans love to hear all this information. We love to hear, what their 40 time is and everything. But we've been fooled so many times at these scouting combines. So even just from a fan's perspective, it almost feels unnecessary. It's cool numbers to hear. It's nice to hear that your favorite, draft sleeper can jump higher than a lot of other guys, and it gives you a little bit more to talk about. But as far as realizing if these guys are players or not, I don't think it does the most. So when you add all these extra, details to it, extra rules to it, you're going to turn a lot of these kids off. And especially in the times that we live in now, people deserve their choice. People deserve to have the option of what they want to do. Like I said, the NFLPA did come out in support of these, college athletes. Nobody was necessarily named. It's just they're saying that it's a lot of agents that are coming to the NFL saying that they don't like what's going on. And I don't blame them. I mean, you're going to basically tell these kids they got to, just disconnect from the entire world for a week so you can run, jump, and a lot of these guys don't need to, right? We've seen over the past couple of years, a lot of highly touted recruits just decide not to do certain activities, not to do certain things. So you're going to see that more often. You're going to start seeing people rely more on the tape. So it begs the question, is the scouting combine going to be over? Like I said a little bit earlier, it's fun. It's a fun set of numbers to look at. And like I said, to go back and be like, look, this guy's running at a running back pace when he's only a defensive end or whatever. That's nice to look at. And some things definitely give you open your eyes a bit, right? You look at a Chase Claypool last year, his 40-yard dash really is what let people know he can be a wide receiver in this league, and now look at him. So definitely, don't get me wrong, it helps here and there, but the evidence is really far and few between. I do feel like that the scouting combine is going to start to get faded out. I think that pro days do more than enough. I think that it allows not only a less stringent travel schedule, it allows the NFL to kind of keep their hands clean of having, because at the end of the day, this is a business, right? And they now have control, or they have responsibility of what happens with these kids. So if somebody's to catch, you know what I'm talking about. If somebody's to catch that at this, scouting combine, it is going to look bad on the NFL. So I understand it from that point of view. But do we even need the scouting? I really don't think we even need it right now. What are we getting out of the scouting combine except for TV ratings, right? Except for a little bit more extra money for the NFL that we don't get out of pro days. I think that pro days are a better set of circumstances for the player, and I don't think that you have any added barriers at a scouting combine. Maybe you're a little bit more nervous because the bright lights are on and there's a lot more suits at the field, but I'm not too, I don't think that you're losing too much if you lose the scouting combine. And overall, I think that this is what's going to happen, because you can't make decisions for these kids. And when this amount, I saw earlier this offseason that this might have became a problem, but to see over 150, kids that are supposed to be at the scouting combine, let one of those kids be a high profile draft target. That's going to be an uglier scene for the NFL than just saying, all right, you guys do what you want, or just canceling it. I really think, if I'm being 100% honest, the NFL's best card right here is just to say, all right, we'll just do pro days from now on. Like that, take your hand out of the pot and take the responsibility away if you're going to have to try and, babysit it this much. I don't have a real opinion either way about what they should do as far as protocols, how they should run the safety regulations. That's why they get paid far more than I do. I'm looking at it from a person that loves to scout these kids, a person that loves the draft process. I could live without the scouting combine. I think that it breaks up the NFL's, off season. So it's nice in that sense, but I'm sure we can find something else. I'm sure these kids can find another way of finding themselves in the news. There's nothing but tape to look at right now. I would much rather that. Let's get, a primetime TV show of some of the NFL greats watching film on some of these guys and giving us good breakdowns. Let's do that instead of throwing them out there in some ball shorts and expecting them to run around for our entertainment. I just don't see the point in it at this point, but it could just be me. I could just be getting old. It is what it is. I just don't really see I don't see the value in the scouting combine if it's going to come with drama. I just worry about the football. I just want to see these kids perform at a high level and in situations that they're comfortable in. It'll stink for the scouting combine to me can probably become something of maybe an extended Senior Bowl week. A lot of unknowns and a lot of guys that weren't highly touted kind of made a name for themselves in the Senior Bowl. Maybe you kind of bring that, you keep that going a little bit, make this an all-star weekend, make this something like that. That I think would be more prevalent, add more value to this off season, and you don't have all this drama, surrounding it. So that's just my opinion. I would love to know what you guys think. Do you guys think this is going to be the end for the scouting combine? I mean, it really could be. Do you think this is going to be the end for the scouting combine? Let me know in the comments. Other than that, y'all know what it is. It is Fly Eagles Fly, and we are out here. Peace!
Everywhere, this is for you.
Fly Eagles Fly, and we on the team. Touchdown, time to get Jalen this ring. You don't really want to start a thing. This a Bird Gang Nation, baby. It's a Philly thing. Hater, and you looking like you type trash. I'm just here calling on Philly the podcast. And we can call a man dog or watch Miles score off the handoff. Rest of the division, your man soft. Jackson like Sean, hunting like Randall. Season here, early time to do them in. Your boy Philly Fresco. Thanks for tuning in.